Hi Stroll mates, I'm Fiona, your Walk Fitter walking coach, and I'm here to get you walking further, faster and fitter. Welcome to Talk the Walk. From Park Lane, I'd like you to enter through the black gates into McGavin Park. Make your way onto the tarmac surface and turn to the right. Now today's walk is a short circular walk on tarmac surfaces, so fairly smooth. There's one small incline, very gentle incline towards the end of the walk, but the majority of it's on the flat. You'll often hear me talking about the scale of effort, and that's a scale of effort between 1 and 10. 1 being really, really easy and 10 being absolutely flat out exhausted. And the effort for today's walk will be somewhere around, or I would expect it to be somewhere around a 3 or a 4 on that scale. So it's not a particularly hard walk, but again, that's all relative. It depends where you are in your fitness journey. And I wouldn't expect you to get the heart rate up too much in this one. But if you do, and you're comfortable with that, that's absolutely fine. But if you do feel you're getting the heart rate up and you're just pushing outside your comfort zone a bit too much for your liking, then just pull it back a wee bit, walk a wee bit slower. If I'm reaching landmarks like junctions or anything, or points of interest before you, then feel free just to pause the audio until you catch up. But if you're reaching them before me, then you might want to just sort of march on the spot or something to stop yourself from cooling down until I catch up with you. And if you are a wee bit faster than me, then that's great. Maybe it's time for you to think about joining one of the more intermediate walks, maybe one of my Striders walks. But for now, let's enjoy this Strollers walk here at McGavin Park. So let's set an intention for the walk today. Let's take the crown of our head, pull it up towards the sky. That's going to open up some space between the ribs and the hips, and it's going to keep the spine nice and tall. Well done. Take the shoulders, take them round, back and down, and that's going to activate the muscles in the back and the back of the shoulders. Good. Take your belly button and pull it gently towards your spine. Just enough that you might feel a contraction, a muscle contraction. But if you don't worry, just trust that your body's doing what it needs to do. And you might even feel a very slight tucking of the pelvis, tucking under of the pelvis, which is fine as long as it's not too much. Wonderful. Great. Have a think about your arms. Let's look at your thumbs. Are your thumbs pointing forwards? If they're not pointing forwards, rotate your shoulders until the thumbs are pointing forwards. What that's going to do is it's going to put your arms in a nice neutral position, or put your shoulders in a nice neutral position where they're able to swing freely back and forth by your sides. It's going to help the shoulder girdle to move as it should. And it can help to get rid of any stiffness that we've maybe created through those shoulders for any reason. Travelling down now into the feet. Let's think about having a very gentle heel strike on the ground, followed by a roll through the foot, the whole length of the foot, as we then push through the ball of the foot and then eventually off of the toes. We're pushing off of the toes to propel ourselves forward. On today's walk, it doesn't have to be an aggressive push. This is all about just getting used to the movement, getting out in the fresh air, and learning how to use our body properly. Because over time we can forget. So for example, if we spend a lot of time hunched over our computer, we can have a very tight chest and very weak back muscles. And that can affect all sorts of things, from our breathing to our posture. So on these walks we look at all the things like posture and breathing and all the things that help to retrain our brain, I guess, retrain our brain how to connect our muscles properly. You might just be seeing a play park now on your left hand side and a housing estate to your right. Now we're going to carry on the main path. You will see a couple of wee paths that branch off to the left and the right. We're going to carry on the main, the wider of the paths. It's like a big circle round the perimeter of the grass. Fantastic, good, excellent. You're doing a great job. Are you still at that 3 or the 4? If you've creeped up, then feel free to come back down a wee bit. But by all means, if you're happy with a slightly faster walk, that's good too. You might be a wee bit ahead of me, so you might have to wait for me to catch up with you. But as I say, if you're there, then you might be ready to go into the Striders walks, that more intermediate level walk. So do check out my Striders sessions. Carrying on, the play park's still on your left. Let's check in with our breathing. I think this would be a good time. So we can often be shallow breathers, and that can be for all sorts of reasons, some of which I've already mentioned, like being hunched over a computer or being sedentary. And it can be caused by stress, but it can also create a bit of stress, a bit of tension through the muscles. So let's see if we can work on that a wee bit this morning or today. What I want you to do is I want you to think about your belly like a balloon. So when you inhale, I want you to think about it, inflating your balloon. And when you exhale, you're deflating the balloon. So bring your shoulders round back and down. Make sure they're still in that position. Put your mind into your belly, and as you take a big deep breath, think about your stomach expanding, that balloon expanding. Take a breath as deep as you can, and if you can, hold it at the top before releasing it slowly. Well done. Now, I would hope that you can take a breath through the nose. That would be ideal. And if you can't, don't worry about it. You breathe the way you need to breathe. But we're aiming to hopefully be able to start breathing through our nose over time. So let's do that again. You'll just be seeing the road now, and maybe the main gates. And we're going to keep turning round to the left. We're staying on the main path, but it kind of goes round the perimeter of the park. So up to the left, where the play park will be on your left-hand side, and the road will be on your right-hand side. So it's sandwiched between the two. The academy is somewhere behind you and to the right. And we are now heading back in the direction of where we started. So let's go into that breathing again. So put your focus to your belly. You can even put a hand on your stomach if you like. And as you inhale through the nose if you can, expand your belly. So inflate that balloon as much as you can, and then maybe a wee hold at the top if you can, before slowly releasing the breath. Now again, you can do that through the nose, preferably, but the mouth if you have to. But what I would encourage you to do is really try to make the out breath a bit slower than the in breath. Well done. Now you might see that we've picked up a bit of a slope, just a very gentle incline. And we're going to think about our feet and about the propulsion up this very gentle incline. Now you might find that your heart rate comes up a little, but again, don't push it too much. I would expect it to come up a wee bit, but we don't want it to come up too much on this walk. So what I want you to think about is the push, the sort of the strike of the heel, the roll through the foot, and focus on the push off of the toes. As you push off of your toes, your leg will come behind your body as the hip goes into extension, and your glutes will contract. And the glutes are these muscles that help to propel us, the glutes along with the calves. So feel yourself driving off of your toes, pushing your body forwards. Feeling any muscle contractions. Don't worry if you don't, again, just trust your body, trust that it's doing what it needs to do. But I really want you thinking about pushing forwards. We shouldn't be feeling a sensation of going up towards the sky. We should be feeling a sensation of being pushed forwards. Now it is a wee incline, but it can get your heart rate up. So if you feel that your heart rate is coming up and you need to take a wee breather at any point, then just stop. You can pause, take a breath, and come back when you're ready. We should be starting to come out of that incline now. and back onto the flat. How do you feel? Did your heart rate come up a wee bit? If your heart rate did come up, please don't worry. You know, as long as you're still round about that 3 or the 4, some people really get uncomfortable with the sensation of the heart rate coming up. They feel quite uncomfortable. But it's not a dangerous thing, it's just a natural way for the body to react to increased intensity. And we actually do want to get very slightly out of our comfort zone in order to help the body to change and progress and develop and get stronger and fitter. So I would expect the heart rate to come up a little on these walks. And as we go through the programme, through the strollers and the striders and eventually into the pulse raisers, there will be a lot more opportunity to get out of your comfort zone. But for now, as I say, we're more focusing on just the movement and the posture and everything. So speaking of posture, let's roll the shoulders round, back and down, pull the crown of the head up towards the sky and just re-engage those core muscles if we have to. Lovely. Passing the football pitch on the left hand side and you'll see the gate ahead back to the starting point. So I really hope you've enjoyed the walk today. If this is your first walk, welcome along. I'm so thrilled to have you as one of my stroll mates, and I hope you'll enjoy walking with me and challenging yourself slightly and getting yourself a bit fitter. And if you've been on some of my other walks, then I do hope you're enjoying the whole series, and please feel free to reach out to me by whatever means and let me know how it's going. If there's any suggestions, any comments, I'd be happy to take them. But for now, we're back at the gate, so I'll say bye and let you get on with the rest of your day.